Hey everybody, this is Way to Fail with Starbound News for December 18th, 2013. There's a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and dive in. First off, while there was an update released recently, the next update is going to include a wiring station, which is a very exciting thing, especially for Minecraft fans out there, because what this will allow is for you to make all kinds of logic gates, put all kinds of wiring behind things. You can step on a switch and open up 5 doors at once if you want to. The wires will kind of go into the background more than likely, but this is a change that I was not expecting them to put in so quickly, but apparently they are putting it in very quickly, so kudos to Chucklefish for that. In addition, a lot of people have been asking, hey, I want to make my ship bigger. Well, guess what? The Ty just recently teased on his Twitter page the following sort of sequence of changes. If you want to upgrade your ship, how about this? So pretty much just giving you a quick montage of the changes here. What this shows you is that you're going to have some possibly very large starships with a lot of different compartments, and it is going to feel, instead of like a little cramped home, a huge ride that you can pimp the hell out of, go call exhibit or something. In addition, and this comes courtesy of the Reddit Starbound page, which definitely check it out if you have not done so. The Reddit community for Starbound is fantastic. But there was a recent 3-hour surprise dev chat on one player's live stream, and the Reddit community was kind enough to transcribe, not totally transcribe, but gather information and put together in one place for people who did miss the live stream chat in question. So I do want to talk about those changes here. The developers have said that they plan to put in all of the following. Some are going to be very soon, some are going to be not so close. One is NPC spawners and logic. Right now you can spawn NPCs, but they just kind of sell one thing. They'll look at the gear that's around them or the items you've got and what level they were acquired from in order to develop sort of a smart system for what items they should be selling you. In addition, there will be some planetary changes as well, both in terms of what happens underground, because I know there's plenty of people who are looking for more kind of Easter eggs underground or more caves or interesting places to explore underground. There will be that, but also on the surface they're going to be adding weather effects, and those can have substantial effect, not just like rain right now that makes you cooler, but possibly things with all kinds of interesting like firestorm, volcanic eruption, explosions, asteroid, or I guess it would be meteorite falls as well. So there's a lot of interesting things planned there. In addition, there will be more information from planet scanners, such as if there's a dungeon on the planet, such as what kind of creatures are on the planet. So those are all cool. More things for you to see and do on the planet yourself. In addition, in the distant future, if you like FTL, what they have discussed before, I know Ty has said this is one of his ideals, is to have some kind of FTL-style spaceship combat. And I assume that means crew members or party members would be manning different parts and different systems on a ship. I wonder how FTL it's going to be like and if the game will just troll you ridiculously, because that's what FTL does quite a bit. But there will also be spaceship dungeons introduced in the features, some just as big as a planet, and I know that's something a lot of people have been asking for, because at least in the distant future, as we conceptualize it here as Earthbound humans, is that there will be mega giant spaceships floating around the cosmos that will one day become derelict, and then we can pillage them for loot. In addition, as I said before, biome hazards, sandstorms, ice storms, meteor showers. Higher difficulty planets will have improved ore distribution. So that means that essentially that goes with the difficulty curve changes that they've talked about previously and continue to tweak as well. Just what ores you kind of get when and where. The devs have also mentioned, I've mentioned this in my Let's Play too, is that they will be adding story missions. Those story missions have a little bit to do with your race, but they more have to do with kind of Alpha Sector, Beta Sector, Gamma Sector, any of those other ones. And there'll be kind of a natural progression leading to the boss instead of just, hey look, create this item, fight the boss, because remember, we are in early beta here. There'll also be some changes to the ship navigator. They've discussed and been toying with an idea of fog of war, which if you're not familiar with that concept, what it means is that you won't be able to see the entire star map. Instead, you'll have kind of your scan of the local surrounding star clusters, and you have to work from there. Considering that we're in the distant future, I imagine that people would be able to sort of have the stars mapped. So from a realism standpoint, as realism you can get in the game, I'm not sure how I feel about that. But from a gameplay standpoint, I can see where having the entire Alpha Sector available to navigate around. It could be very intimidating. As far as I know, however, this will not affect your ability to put in someone else's coordinates and go to other planets, because that is a key feature they baked into the game from the start, and I don't think they want to disrupt that. I've talked about before smoother difficulty, which they're continuing to work on. One thing that I find interesting is they will be pretty soon, I believe, introducing fractional difficulty. So it's not just going to be all level 1 planets, but like level 1.12, 1.52 here. So some planets already feel easier than others in the game. So it's nice to see that they're going to be working with that. In addition, they're going to be having mini-map updates, and probably the most important part of this mini-map update is not so much that it does go around in a circle and highlight key places and players, but for details you'll use a mapping item to create a map as you travel. That's pretty cool. Teleporters as well, stargates between planets and eventually between servers as well. That's going to be interesting to see how the server architecture will work out, which, by the way, Chucklefish has said that no, they have not done any kind of cheat or anti-trolling measures with their server code yet. They're still working on stability and things like that. So if you are playing multiplayer, please party with people you know, or else you're going to get a propeller on your transport pad. I can guarantee it. Dramatic planet modifications is something that's not going to be happening soon, but that pretty much means along the lines of terraforming, whether it's from orbital bombardment or just changing the planet around entirely. You can fuck it up if you want to. One nice quality of life change that should be coming in pretty soon is that text. They're going to be adding a hotkey to switch between text, so you don't have to constantly open up your character panel to go in there. Eventually, they're going to have tech priority to where you can have multiple techs equipped, and they should be activated at the same time. However, some techs obviously are going to overlap with others, and they're working on how to balance that out. Villagers will also aggro when you steal from them and follow you more aggressively instead of you training the entire village when you have your weapon drawn. And that should be coming pretty soon. Otherwise, just some of these other changes are pretty generic. And if you look at patch notes, some of the things that they say are a little bit vague here, but just the promised server changes, world changes, spawn point changes, that kind of deal. But they do have, this is kind of a macro look at big plans from Ty and from the Chucklefish staff. Another exciting thing about that Starbound has done recently is actually opened up modding for their game to just pretty much everybody here. Now that's something that you should be aware of already, but if you go to the actual Play Starbound website, and I did not mean to maximize that window, if you go to the actual Play Starbound website, you can actually see mods. If you just look right there, they're going to be incorporating it into the game eventually, but if you want to download different items, if you want to download a lot of custom stuff, custom skins, custom NPCs and creatures, this is a game that is built from the start to be heavily moddable, and the modding community is already taking this up. So if you're a modder, feel free to start taking a look at Starbound and what you can do with it, because they are opening the floodgates for it. So that's your Starbound news for now. Like I said, there was a lot to talk about, but this game is still very much in development, but I am very excited about the ways and places that it is going. So that's it for now. This is Way to Fail. Feel free to subscribe for more Starbound news and content, but otherwise, hope you found this video informative, and I will see you all next time.